boy. Just be yourself. If people don't like you if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Los,
Hollywood Kev,
and welcome to another episode of The Noize on iHeartRadio. If you haven't, follow us on iHeartRadio, as well as subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us, or subscribe rather, on iTunes. Mm-hmm. And of course, all the usual plugs, like us on Facebook, facebook.com/BeatNetwork1. Follow us on Twitter at @Beat_Network, and follow us on Instagram at BeatNetwork. And one thing I actually haven't pubbed in a minute for some strange reason, after all the time we don't put into this shit, BeatNetworkOnline.com.
Definitely check that out.
Make sure y'all get on the site and appreciate the work that we done put in.
Yeah, check that out. And get your merch.
If you want to go directly to it, BeatNetworkOnline.com/merch. Yo, it has been a big influx of sales that we've seen with the merch. I am so damn happy about that, because it's kind of hard to push people to support something like that financially when the only niggas that got it are the niggas that work here.
Exactly. Yeah.
So to everyone that has bought something, or everyone that's in the midst of buying something, told us that they're about to buy something and actually are going to follow up on it, giving us dates, thank you. Because y'all are definitely helping the cause. And for all the listeners, all the ear hustlers out there, and there's something coming for the ear hustlers as well, give it time. Just thank you. Thank you in general.
And if you have bought something, you got a picture, shoot it to us.
Yes. You will be featured on the new website. That's, that's to come. We could talk about it a little bit here. It's a little early, but we can.
Yeah, why not?
But before I get to that, I have a gripe.
What is it?
I usually have a gripe. I may be the new grimy, but I'm not giant, I'm huge. So what do I say? Like the grime. What's a big person that's known?
I don't know. Everybody has giant somewhere in there.
Right. Either way, I have a gripe. No matter what the
Old
case
Man
is.
Los. That's what we calling you. Old Man Los.
All right, I'll take that. Was it like Old Man Logan?
Yeah, because, since you have a gripe, it's like you like the person that be like, get off my lawn.
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I'm about to be that old nigga all day. I'm carrying a slingshot. I'm shooting rocks at these little niggas. Dude, it's two gripes now. So, we were just having this conversation with Truth and Lex and the guest that they just had on. Definitely check out Like Water for Chocolate next week. It's going to be a really good episode. It's about domestic abuse. But the guest that they had, we were just sitting out here talking about how, we're considered older millennials.
Yeah.
And how different the young millennial game is now.
It's completely different.
Like, these cats is disrespectful. Now, granted, we're part of the tech era. So when it comes to technology, we're a lot more advanced than, the people that came before us.
Right.
But it just seems like we're also a lot dumber as well when it comes down to our actions, when it comes down to our morals and shit like that.
The common sense just flew out the window with the
It's
tech era.
completely gone. And that, to me, that scares me. That lets me know that when I am that 65-year-old, decrepit old man, I'm like, nah, I'm shooting rocks at these little niggas. All y'all
I already
getting
know. I'm
rocks.
gonna be the old person that says whatever the hell, that don't care how it sounds.
So how's that different from how we are right now?
Because now I would censor myself. You know what I mean? Like,
really?
I can be driving, and for instance, I was driving yesterday, and I seen this.
Mind you throw a pin at people when you drive, but continue.
This chick, she was just dressed just bad, and I didn't say it out loud to her, but I'm like, yo, like in my head while I'm driving and I'm talking to myself, I'm like, yo, this she looks bad. But I feel like when I get older, let's say if we in a room with somebody that's dressed bad, I ask, why did you wear that? Like, I can see myself just being more blunt
you're gonna
about
be that grandparent.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I'm gonna be that person.
What's the you getting fat? You pregnant?
Yeah, I'm gonna be yeah, that's gonna be me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because trust me, if I go over some of these text messages and Facebook messages, me and Kev.
You know what? I was thinking about that as well. As many conversations as we have had, and we have engaged in locker room talk, it has never been, I'm going to grab that bitch by the pussy.
Right.
It's never
been I walked up to her, said, what's cracking, grabbed her titties, you know what I'm saying?
It's never
flicked her
been
clit.
that.
It was nothing. It was nothing of the sorts.
I've even been seeing now where it's like these dudes are getting angry when they can't get the phone number.
Bruh. Now, I knew that existed. I wasn't.
But the most it was growing up is, I didn't want your number anyway. You know what I mean?
But you know what's so crazy? I looked at it that way. I looked at it that exact way too. But what I was saying was, I didn't realize how aggressive it's been this entire time.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like shit, even when you go back to Queen Latifah's UNITY, listening to the song and then thinking about how things going today, I'm like, so this shit's been active for as long as women has had independence in the country.
Basically.
And it's so wild because, fellas, what you doing, man? Quit being a bitch.
Basically. That's really what it is. Quit being a bitch.
If she don't want to give you the number, bro, leave her alone.
Exactly.
There's easily 30 to 40 more women around. If you're really shooting your shot at the club, there ain't nothing but women at the club.
And what's crazy is these dudes that get mad when they don't pull a number from the chick, knowing good and damn well they didn't have no good intentions in the first place.
Exactly.
Because if you had good intentions, you'd be going about it a completely different way.
Dude, the funniest thing I've seen in this new generation is this dude, right? And it took everything in me to not laugh as loud as I did. Hey, I failed miserably. But the dude, there's two girls walking, and they were bad. I'm just being complete. They were bad. Like, you know, the clothes was tight. Ladies, you know how y'all dress when y'all want to get looked at. And the dude, he walks up, he grabbed his belt buckle, he started hitting the LL lip lick and the whole nine.
What?
When I tell you, these ladies parted like the Red Sea and went around this nigga.
So he was just standing in between them like a cowboy?
Yeah, 'cause he stopped right in front of him. And it was almost like they planned it before they went out. The way they just they didn't stop conversation. Mm-hmm. They didn't say, get your bum ass out the way. Nothing. They was talking, and then whoop, right around him. My man, he kept the exact same look on his face, turning around, looking at him walk off. His man's is laughing at him. Because of how, I'm telling you, dude, you have to see it to understand how slick this shit was.
So he thought
bro.
he was just going to stand out there.
He knew he had a number. He knew he had a number. And they just parted like the Red Sea and went right around him.
That's funny.
And I'm like, bruh, they could have walked around you. Mm-hmm. They could have stopped, looked you up and down, and then walked around you. Bruh, they parted. They wanted him to understand no one's checking for you, my guy. No one.
Yeah, I would have hollered. I would have fucking hollered.
When it happened, I was that's just how it went down.
I would have hollered.
I couldn't hold it in, and the whole time he was looking, you know, he, like I said, he was maintaining the exact same face as if they got eyes in the back of their head. I'm like, nah, bro, you gonna have to eat that ass that day. Pick up your pride, dust it off because it's Vegas, a little dusty out here, and go on with yours. So that's why I don't understand how niggas just don't get that now. Like,
yeah, and it's like you said, it's the people that I want to say about between 3 and 5 years younger than us, where they're starting to be overly aggressive with, or not even starting, they're being overly aggressive with it. Like I've seen videos where they hit the woman, or shit. There's been times where women have gotten shot at or shot because they've said, "I don't want to fuck with you," or whatever.
They
the
turn
case
the dude
is.
down.
Yeah, that's wild.
That's where I understand the fragile masculinity conversation.
Exactly.
That's where I don't think all masculinity is fragile. I think they just say that just to get a rise out of niggas. But when you see stuff like that, that is the epitome of fragile masculinity.
Absolutely.
It was something else I wanted to say.
You had two gripes.
To this.
You had two gripes.
Yes, I did. I have two gripes. So getting back to my other gripe, I miss having Saturdays, man.
What you mean,
dude? I used to live for the weekend. Loved the weekend.
Now, what age? Are you talking about when you was younger, or
up until this last year?
Oh, okay. You say this is recent.
So if we're talking about younger, maybe a couple weeks younger, you know what I'm saying? But I used to love weekends because that's the time you brush yourself off from the week, completely just get as desensitized to the world.
It's like a personal reset button.
Exactly. It's a reset button for 2 days.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck a Saturday is anymore, bro. Every Saturday, I'm up at 8 a.m. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not complaining because the reason that I'm sacrificing my Saturday is for the greater good of the company and for myself to maintain a lifestyle.
Right.
But still, fuck Saturday, and here's why. I get up at 8 in the morning, sometimes 7, depending on when the recording is going down. Record the girls. We got 2 shows. Record Pillow Talk, edit, set up the promo for Pillow Talk, put it out. By the time I'm done with that, Like Water for Chocolate comes in and record. I may dabble with it a little bit up until the time that you get here. And then we record. Then I start editing, and then I work the rest of the day. My day ends at midnight. It's tomorrow by then. You know what I mean? It's not like I want and can get up on Sunday and just relax and chill because I got to put this show out.
Right.
Again, not complaining because this is definitely beneficial and I love doing it. I'm happy I've gotten to a place, and in the beginning it was more pressure because we wanted to build that audience.
Right.
Now I'm at a place that I'm happy to do it. Like I'm excited to do things for Beat. But fuck Saturdays because I get no sleep.
You're right. You still be like, I love doing this, but damn,
right?
Can I breathe?
I just want to take one breath. That's it. But again, it's all gonna pay off in the end. Eventually, I won't be the one that's doing that, wearing all the hats.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right,
so it's all worth it. But till then, fuck Saturdays.
Yeah, all my days just run together at this point.
Yeah, I can understand that.
For me, they all run together. I have to literally look at the calendar on my phone to know what's what.
That's how it be with me. With my work schedule, I look at it like, I look at the work schedule the way I look at the regular week. Like, Wednesday's Monday to me.
Trash. That's trash.
It sucks. It definitely does suck. Again, Saturday's a weekday,
I don't envy
bro.
you. I don't envy you.
Saturday is a weekday, so it is what it is. You wanted to talk. You wanted to at least update the people on what's going on with Nelly.
No, yeah. We talked about it last show. And we mentioned how the longer this draws out, the worse it's gonna be for him, whether he's done it or not, and only for it to happen shortly after we recorded last show. Comes out, he didn't do anything. The person basically doesn't want to press charges, is recanting what they're saying. Mm-hmm. So it looks like he didn't do anything. You know what I mean? And it was put in the media that he didn't do anything in an early enough time to where I believe he'll be able to go on and people won't look at him like a rapist.
Right. I didn't get a chance to look into the article, but I have been seeing it. Mm-hmm. But of course, I haven't been seeing it on social media like we talked about on the show. As soon as it gets excused, it's not going to get shared. Right. No one's going to talk about it anymore because, where's the juice in not being a rapist?
Right. No, I've seen it on social media. I've seen it on Twitter. I've seen it a little bit on Facebook. I think it was shared enough to where, like I said, he won't be viewed as a rapist or anything like that. And I think the only thing he said he was asking for was a public apology.
And that would be great. Only reason I don't see it happening is because she didn't even initially press charges. Honestly, I'm confused with this case because I don't even know how he was arrested in the first place because no charges was present.
No,
he
no
even
charges.
said, he was like, I wasn't arrested on on any charges. They just arrested me for, we heard you rape somebody.
Yeah, it wasn't even arrested. It was detained because it happened. He got out in a couple hours.
Right.
So I think that was just, hey, you got to come down to the station and talk. Because he didn't get arrested. He went down there. Mm-hmm. And they kept him for a couple. So it was a detainment. Basically, hey, come down here. Let us know what's going on because this woman is saying this and we're not playing with that shit.
Right.
So, I guess good for him. You know what I mean? He's not going to be in no situation. But it goes back to what we said previously. Don't even put yourself in that position to where this can even come about.
Exactly. Because as a black man, you are guilty until proven guilty.
Yeah. And if you got people.
And you saw this, bro.
Yeah.
That story was everywhere. Mm-hmm. We even reported it. Of course, we used the proper words, alleged, But that was one of our biggest stories on the site.
Yeah, absolutely. And even if like I say, don't put yourself in that position. And if you got somebody in your camp that's putting you in, they got to go.
It's time for him to shake the spot
because this could have ended everything for you.
Everything.
And
he's been building for years. Exactly.
This man is 20 years in the game,
bro. We saw what happened to Cosby, and he actually was out here raping females.
Yeah.
So
his whole legacy is gone. It's garnished.
America's dad is no longer America's dad. Now that's Brother Bill. You know what I mean?
Or Bill Cosby the rapist.
Fuck him either way. Which is so weird saying now, man. But I really do feel that way in my heart. Like fuck Bill Cosby.
Basically.
But it's so crazy having somebody that I wouldn't say I looked up to because Cosby Show was low key well after. We're more of a different world generation.
Yeah.
But you look at that family aspect. I even had a bar where I talked about, I wanted to live like the Huxtables in one of my records. And, you see what happened to Cosby, and honestly, this is a really good segue into the next subject. You see what happened to Cosby and that arrogance and that bravado that he felt, I would never get caught.
Mm-hmm. But I think that's what a lot of criminals in general. I don't think no criminal has really said that I'm gonna get caught. You know, I'm gonna get caught or potentially caught, because you can tell within their plans, whatever they're doing, there's no plan for, okay, if I'm going to get caught. You know, there's no. It's like a surprise to them.
Right. No, honestly, I think differently. Even when it comes down to that piece of shit that did the Las Vegas shooting, he had an escape plan. He just didn't plan for him to get caught that quick. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but now they say there's new developments with that.
Oh, it's all kind of developments. Honestly,
we're not even gonna
get into on the show. You know what I'm saying? But that shit is sticky. Look into it yourself. But going back to the initial statement that I made, I don't understand. Still, as much research as I've done on it, the whole nine, I don't understand. And you just spoke on it as well. Where does that confidence come from? And then, you know, also like we just said, there's no escape strategy, and anybody, no matter what you're doing, if you're doing something that's going to put you in a position that you're going to be fucked in the end, you should know you're running the risk of getting caught.
Right.
Straight up.
You should think, but I think that arrogance of I'm smarter than the last guy who tried this. You know what I mean? I'm going to use that last guy's mistakes to not get caught. But you got to, if you're doing something shady, man, you got to have it in your head somewhere that you could potentially get caught and really sit back and outweigh the consequences. Because if you really look at it, you should be like, you know what, I'm not going to go down this road, because if I get caught, this is going to mess up everything. It's not just going to be brushed over.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that leads into our next subject.
Yep. That arrogance, that bravado, that cockiness is what got Harvey Weinstein out of his own namesake company, the Weinstein Company.
Which is a huge company.
Huge film company. Anyone who's a somebody has done some kind of work with the Weinstein Company. And it actually shows with the names that's been dropped that he has, honestly, with this piece of shit, ain't no alleged.
It's not no alleged.
This is another Cosby case right here.
Yeah.
That this piece of shit has actually touched. For those who aren't familiar with what's going on, Harvey Weinstein has been accused by 24 Hollywood actresses.
Some actresses are currently working. Some haven't
worked in some time.
Yeah.
You know, some of them even said that they left because of those situations, because that was either their introduction into Hollywood or that was the final straw of it happening in Hollywood.
Right.
Which is, this is just disgusting.
The one that stuck out to me the most, only because the fool she was dating at the time was Gwyneth
Paltrow.
Okay, there's how you put it.
And that's not even the only big name, bro. You got Angelina Jolie, Rose McGowan, Kate Beckinsale.
Yeah, no, it's huge names. But I'm saying with that particular one, she was dating Brad Pitt at the time.
Right.
Told Brad what happened, and Brad pressed dude like, bro, you do this shit again, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Right.
Pressed him tough. But this was years ago, and this is just now coming out to the limelight.
Bro, I'm actually on the site right now looking at some of the names. I ain't gonna read them all because again, it's 24 people. But I'm seeing other names, man. You got Ashley Judd was on here, Heather Graham was on here, Rosanna Arquette is on here, Dawn Dunning. Like it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild because he really felt like this was something he wasn't gonna get caught doing. Like no one was ever. Mira Sorvino. Oh my God, this is a hell of a list right now, dude.
And the way that he, I think in his case, the reason he thought he wasn't going to get caught is because of how he was pressing him. He's like, look, you're going to do X, Y, and Z to get in this film. It was like it was almost like could you call it reverse extortion? Because he's like telling them, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? Are we going to do X, Y, and Z, or you're not going to get in this movie role? You're not going to, you know what I mean? Is that reverse? Right. I don't know what you would call it.
Yeah, I don't know what we would even label that with. But, yeah, dude, it's this weird cockiness. And what really pisses me off about Weinstein is these are just the Hollywood celebs that are speaking out about it. They said dude has been settling sexual harassment cases for the last 30 years.
Jesus Christ.
30 years. Cosby only settled one.
Wow. And so this could mean that this is people that are trying to be up and coming actors.
This could be a bunch of actresses that never made it.
Yeah. Because they either did something or had something done to him and was like, fuck that, I don't even care no more, I don't want to be an actress. Or it could have been they're not going to let this happen to him, so they didn't, you know what I mean, they didn't get that movie role, they didn't get whatever. That confidence got to come from his pockets, man. It got to come from the position of power that he's had. Because, I mean, shit, he's made a lot of people's career.
Bro, the Weinstein Company is synonymous with Hollywood.
Yeah.
Straight up.
It really is. So for the people that, like myself, that are indulged with Hollywood and with acting, this is a huge hit. Mm-hmm. Hell, we even want to take it far. I didn't read too much into that particular story to get names, but even Terry Crews said that he had something happen to him. Not necessarily with Weinstein, but with another Hollywood executive.
Right. Was it now with that one? Was it a guy? Or
I think it was. I think he said the guy grabbed his crotch or something.
Oh
like
yeah.
I think that's what it was.
You
know how much balls you gotta have? Huh, no pun intended.
But he had all the balls that day.
no, how much balls you gotta have to grab Terry Crews like that?
And that's funny because that shows you the kind of professional that Terry Crews is. He wanted to just get out that situation without it escalating any kind of way. He's just like, you know what, end it, because Terry Crews is a lot of nigga.
Yeah.
I don't know how you grabbing Terry Crews' balls and not walking out any kind of lumped up.
Right, exactly. For people who don't know, I mean, Terry Crews he's bigger than me.
Former NFL player.
Former NFL player. This guy, that's a big dude.
That's a lot of dudes.
So just imagine if you got somebody of that size, not really wanting to speak on how somebody that's a lady that's 5'1", 135 pounds. She's not trying to, she's just trying to get out of that situation.
Right.
And I think that's what's going on with a lot of the actresses. They were just trying to get out of that situation. And it took for, I don't know how the story even broke, but it took for it breaking to where they're like, you know what, we're going to say something because we got to get this piece of shit out of there.
You know what's so bad? Now, as we were talking, I was looking at the article that I pulled up on the New York Times about Weinstein. And as I'm glancing at it, it's scary. Because, again, that arrogance that I can have whoever I want, because if you want your career to be made, you're going to have to suck this dick. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's, you're able to step into the shoes of the victim, and you're just like, Terry Crews, like, you couldn't imagine being in this position. But now that you're here, what do you do with it? How do you handle it? So I'm just going to read this real quick chunk from New York Times. 2 decades ago, the Hollywood producer Harvey Weinstein invited Ashley Judd to the Peninsula Beverly Hills Hotel for what the young actress expected to be a business breakfast meeting. Instead, he had her sent up to his room where he appeared in a bathrobe and asked if he could give her a massage or she could watch him shower. She recalled in the interview, "How do I get out of this room as fast as possible without alienating Harvey Weinstein?"
Who the fuck wants to be watched shower?
Bruh, these Hollywood dudes are weird.
That's some weird shit. And it even makes you think when you hear cases like this. Now, I get it. He got money. He got connections. Like, you pressing somebody for sex? Is that really a thing, to press somebody for sex?
If you have, and that's another thing. You're in this to make these people's career. You act like they won't get big enough to not need you anymore and then snitch on you. Fuck the statute of limitations. Exactly. That's your rep. Exactly. That is your rep. Dude, Dannon dropped Cam Newton for his comment. And that was just off of a comment. Bro, your rep is everything. So what gives you that arrogance that this was never gonna come out? This was never gonna get spoken on?
Honestly, I don't know. I truly don't know. And then not for him to press certain women and to do certain things, and it sounds like damn near to every woman that he came across, he was doing this to. How much does a person need? You know what I mean? Like, you needed her to watch you shower?
Bruh, that's that weird. That's like foot fetishes. Like that's weird.
It's baffling to me. It truly is baffling. And like you said, they had the confidence and the arrogance to think that it was not going to happen to them. That it wasn't going to get caught. And this was 2 decades ago. And I'm pretty sure she wasn't the first. So just imagine how long this has truly been going on.
They say
just imagine on who else is involved with that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I don't know if he kept that a secret. He could have been talking to his homeboys and be like, "Yeah, I had Ashley Judd."
That's probably like we said. That's their locker room conversation.
Right, like that. That's wild to me. That is wild as fuck to me.
I'm looking something up.
And it's funny you say that, man, because I do want to be in a potential, I want to be in a situation to where I'm potentially meeting Hollywood executives to talk about scripts, to talk about different things like that. I want that for myself, but to be in a position like Terry Crews, because I'm a lot of nigga too, you know, to have somebody do something, I don't know. I mean, in this mind frame right now, I'm snapping. I'm beating the dog shit out of you.
Easy. I'm losing that job.
You're right. How do you... I've never been in that situation, so it's wild to me to think that not only is this happening to women, this is happening to niggas.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just wild. And like you said, if you putting yourself in that position, what do you do? You know what I mean? Like, all I want is to have that movie role. Right? And like I've said many of times on this show, I don't care how small the party is. So I get in a position to where I'm talking to somebody and they can give me a small part, but this nigga want to see what my shit look like.
Right.
No, like,
and
you know
get
what I mean?
kicked in the mouth.
And again, this is something that I want. I want to be in a movie. I want to have a show, to have my own show. So to kick that off, this is how you kick off my career. I got to show my dick.
This is how I enter the career. Pull your dick out.
Right?
Nah, bro.
Exactly. That's just wild to me.
We hear this with all of these. And I try not to make everything a race thing, but this is just being completely honest with the landscape at the moment. You hear all of these things from these white actresses and everything. Imagine all the black actresses that have dealt with this and didn't want to speak up because they knew what was going to come from it.
Right. Being a black actress is already hard to even get a chance to sit in front of you and talk.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
It took Halle Berry to get fucked on camera to get an Oscar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It took what's my girl's name? Viola Davis to play a cleaning slave to get an Oscar.
Right.
You feel me? So it's like they're already taking these demeaning roles. So no one's going to be checking for them talking about getting raped.
Right.
Or getting harassed.
And honestly, when you look at the landscape, if let's say it was one time Harvey Weinstein did this to one time, but it was just to a black actress. Now you have this black actress word against Harvey Weinstein. Who's gonna really win that? It's
gonna be Harvey. That's why that's why in this situation it had to be a white actress because, you know, again, looking at the landscape, a black actress is gonna get just, you know, swept under the rug, and that's some bullshit, bro. A victim is a victim. Fuck the color.
Period.
So that's why I just look at it like, imagine all of the black actresses that hopefully we start hearing from dealing with the situation now that the floodgates are open, start exposing these dudes. It's time, you know what I'm saying? It's time to do that. And of course, we're going to get to them floodgates as well. Because some of y'all favorite actors out here is maybe on some fuck shit too. But what I also wanted to talk about. So the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences, for those who don't know, that's the Oscars. That's the Academy Awards. They just dropped Harvey Weinstein, which is great. And the most important part, his own company got rid of his, they got rid of him.
Yeah, basically.
You know, they say he stepped down, but come on now, we all know what happened. And I'm praying Jay-Z buys that stock.
Oh, me too.
I'm so excited if this nigga really buys stake into the Weinstein Company. Because now...
That opens a different type of floodgate.
That opens a completely different type of floodgates. Now the recognition is coming. That puts Jay-Z in the Academy, if that's the case, which means that's a lot more recognition and we can really get things flowing because Jay know what he's doing, obviously.
Right.
I'm glad Weinstein is getting, you know, what he deserves. As far as the floodgates of finding out what's going on, we're going to touch on this and then we got some other subjects, of course. So Ben Affleck was one of the main cats talking about what was going on. And I don't remember this interview, but, you know, numbers don't lie. Or at least audio don't.
Right.
And Ben Affleck, you were, I'm going to say were, because I don't know where your head's at now, but he was in the same boat. My man was aggressively flirting with a host during the interview, talking about some, why you got your shirt buttoned up? You normally got your cleavage out, and you know, I think they said he was on TRL and he hugged some chick and put his hands all in the cheeks and shit.
Yeah, touched the one chick. She was like kind of touched her titty a little bit. But yeah, he was doing that. I mean, it was crazy too because when he came out and spoke or tweeted about Harvey, I was like, man, I hope Ben ain't got nothing back there
because they gonna fact check,
right? And sure as shit,
They found that like the same day.
Yeah,
he spoke out about it.
Yeah, and I mean, he came out and he apologized and requested. You know, I mean, he basically said, "Yeah, I was a piece of shit back then." He admitted to his wrongdoing, but it was just like, damn, look at the pot calling the kettle.
Exactly.
That's really what it was, and like we've said, or like we will eventually see, it's a lot more dudes out there like that.
A lot more.
And I mean, shit. Hell, Ben Affleck was worried about Harvey when he should be worried about his little fucking brother.
I completely forgot about that. Hollywood is some weirdos, bro. Hollywood has some weirdos in it.
It does. It truly does. Shit. Woody Allen was a fucking pedophile.
Oh man, we ain't even got to get started on Woody Allen.
Yeah, but I'm just saying
they let him skate so slick.
Man. But I'm just saying. And with this Harvey thing, I was reading articles, and it's a lot more directors. There's a lot more executives who have been doing stuff like this, if not worse, and they're not being talked about, or they're still able to go and work with women or with children, or you know what I mean. Like, I need everybody to expose these people.
Got to.
You need to be like that stripper that's exposed the football coach. You need to be like her.
They need to be on their Mia Khalifa. Once Cat slide into your DMs, go ahead and get them on out.
I can't even say that because she slid into Gilbert Arenas' DMs or somebody's DMs.
It was Gilbert Arenas,
and he aired her ass out.
But I think that was a promotional tool because aren't they doing a show?
I didn't hear about no.
Yeah, no, they have us. Let me double check. And, fact checker Kev in the building. I remember that name.
I don't remember these various names that I am being given that are false pretenses of myself.
No, they're true. No. I don't care what you say. They're true.
I didn't hear about no show with Gilbert. It'd be hilarious because Gilbert has no filter.
Yeah, zero chill. Very no chill.
No, yeah, that's why they call him No Chill Gil. On Instagram, that's what his hashtag, No Chill Gil.
They're hosting a sports show on Complex Magazine.
Is it going to be like a reoccurring show, or is it just a one-time thing?
I think it's going to be another...
and is Gilbert Arenas and her? Mm-hmm. What the fuck? Ain't she a porn star? Mm-hmm. What do we care about her?
Because she know all about balls.
Ha.
See what I did there?
Yeah.
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 She knows a lot about balls. She knows how to handle balls.
Huh. That's funny.
She may know,
anyway, but
she may know about running routes too.
Yeah, getting back to Hollywood, you got women are being placed in situations like this. What advice do you give a woman or aspiring actor that wants to be an actor or actress and they find themselves in this situation? Like, how do you? I guess I asked you, Jed, how do I get out of this situation as quickly as possible without him feeling like I try? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, what do you do?
Honestly, I feel like in that kind of situation, you're gonna make it either way. That's how you got here in the first place. Just find a different route. Kick him in his dick and find a different route. Because that's a situation to where once he feels as if this is cool, the train is gone. The train is out the station from there. And
apparently the train been left the station.
Train been out the station. That's what I'm saying. I'm pretty sure that first victim that actually gave him the draws to get into a movie, from then on it was like, yep, I'm taking the pussy no matter who I bring in.
Oh, you want this movie? I want them draws.
Exactly.
And like I said, that goes back to is this really what you want? Like, you know what I mean? Like, mm-hmm. if I'm a Hollywood executive right now, and I feel like I gotta tell somebody, well, if you want this movie, I gotta get something. I'm not thinking about the draws.
Right.
You know what I mean? Oh, you got that nice car, yo. You know what? You give me this car. Mm-hmm. It'll be something of that magnitude. Not, all right, come on, let's go in here and handle business. No.
Right. Like, if there's going to be any kind of expectation, it's going to be something dealing with money. Like, I may bribe you.
Right. It just, to me, it just seems like sex is just very trivial in that particular instance.
And it's out here.
Right. and
it's everywhere.
And then not only that, and I guess this is probably why he thought the way he thought. Like, dude, you're a freaking, I'm pretty sure he's a billionaire.
Of course.
You billionaire, you can travel the world, you know what I mean? You can do literally whatever you want to do, and apparently that's what you've been doing. Mm-hmm. But, you know what I mean? Go get an escort if that's the case.
If that's the case, go for it.
You should be able to buy 12 escorts at a time if this is truly what you need. You know what I mean? Like, it just baffles me because I really can't grip the thought process behind it.
Right.
And that's what I'm not understanding the thought process.
I don't think we'll ever understand because we were raised by black women. I think that's why. I think that's why we'll never get it. We came up with a different respect for women than some of these cats have, and I'm pretty sure. They had a 2-parent household. A lot of these rich white folks had 2-parent households, but I don't know what it is that these older cats. Well, I can't say I don't know what it is because that's exactly what it is. These older cats come from that generation where dudes disrespect women today, crazy. Back then, you could hit a chick in front of a cop. And they'd be like, "Hey, chill out."
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Right. And
so
then
they were raised by the people that did that on a daily.
And then back then, unlike now, there ain't no documentation. There's no social media. We can't capture this alive.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is all hearsay for the time being. And back then, if you got a close knit, you got a group of guys, and one of the friends find out another friend beat his wife, they ain't saying shit to that.
Right.
friend.
Everybody's quiet.
So yeah, back then it was a lot worse because there's no way to we're not able to visually see it. I think that's what in the world now, that's why a lot of things are appalling to us because we're able to see it. When it comes to killing an unarmed black man, it's been going on, but now we're able to see it.
Right. Like now, videos are viral.
Exactly.
So you can get a better idea of what's going on, even though they still act like it ain't happening. But that's a whole different show. But of course, my advice still sticks. Kick him in his dick and find another route.
Yeah. And hell, if you're really up and coming or whatever, if you can try to document it, or go soon as you leave, get out of that situation, go right to the press. Hey I just left so and so. I can show you that he told me to come to there, and this just happened.
Take a picture. The whole
that'll launch your career too.
Oh yeah. That's it. All you gotta do is in the interview say you're an actress and a singer. Act like Kevin Hart's accuser. But again, just kind of getting off of that. Eminem's freestyle at the BET Hip Hop Awards. In it, he went off on Donald Trump from start to finish. He went off on it. Did you get a chance to hear it?
I got to hear a couple of bars, but I didn't get to hear it the whole way through. Okay. I seen a lot of the good and bad criticism of it. Actually, one of the other podcasts I listened to, they kind of criticized it really well, and I wanted to touch on some of the stuff they were saying. Because I don't know about you, but when I listen to other podcasts and they're talking and they say something that I agree or disagree with, and like let's say I'm driving, I'll be talking as if I'm there.
Yeah, I think that's what these podcasts are for. They're for that engagement. They're for introducing the conversation.
So with the Brilliant Idiots podcast, I was doing that when they were talking about this. But before you even get there, how did you perceive or feel about the whole thing?
I'm definitely going to get in more of the subject matter later. But as far as the actual freestyle itself, I love him. I fuck with him. But that wasn't his best freestyle. It was cool, but I felt like his intentions was more to deliver a message in a Eminem style than it was to kill the freestyle while delivering a message. I don't like when people put clever and witty lyricism to the side to just deliver a message in their records. When you listen to Kendrick Lamar and To Pimp a Butterfly, that was a political album through and through.
Right.
But K-Dot killed it on every record. You still were able to say, ooh. Now when you hear these kind of records, it's like, ooh. You know what I'm saying? Like, like what you're saying is taboo. What are you doing?
Right.
I still want to be able to enjoy you as a lyricist. You know what I'm saying? I felt like M got away from that. And that's not M. M has been one of the most clever, one of the most clever pen games in the industry. And I felt like he could have really gone about this in a better way. I felt like he could have made it a lot more Eminem style than what I actually got. I listened to the whole thing, and again, I just think it was one of his weaker freestyles.
Give me a couple bars. Give me a couple bars that stood out to you.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, I can't. He didn't really have memorable bars in the freestyle. Like nothing. I think the most memorable bar may have been, he said he was talking. He called him and some people in his camp the Fantastic. He said something dealing with the Fantastic Four.
I did hear that line.
And then said that he's all rocked up or something like that, and because he's orange, comparing him to Thing. That was probably like the most. You silly. You know what I'm saying? But other than that, it wasn't really about memorable bars. It was just about the message getting across.
Now, do you think that because it's M, that instead of having the bars, the message was the bigger thing? Because we see these messages with other artists. You know what I mean? Whether it be in the music industry, whether they be obviously in the NFL, we see it with other black artists. And the message is, it's like knocking on the door, but ain't nobody answering.
Right.
Do we feel, or do you feel that with M, this message wasn't, or it wasn't just to be like one of the people knocking on the door. It was like, all right, I'm knocking on your window.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I do feel it was that way. I think it was more so him. I'm kicking in the door. But because I've seen him do a better job, I think it was called King's Speech or something like. What was the little freestyle? The freestyle he dropped.
He did put out a freestyle before everything.
He put out a freestyle talking about this exact same thing,
right.
where he was being clever M, and it still sparked conversation. Because, I mean, let's be real. Fox ain't watching BET. They heard about this. This was word of mouth to them.
Right.
But that freestyle also caught their attention because, again, it was conversation. Whether he would have went the route he went at the BET Hip Hop Awards or went usual Eminem, he still would have made headlines just because it's Eminem. To reference what you were talking about, we saw YG and Nipsey Hussle do it last year with Fuck Donald Trump. You know, that got attention, but it got attention for being more so of a party song. So you can go to the club and hear Fuck Donald Trump. To me, and this may be a biased opinion just because they're black, but however you want to look at it, to me, Fuck Donald Trump was much more beneficial than Eminem's freestyle because it's the exact same way Drake created a diss record that hit the charts. You know what I'm saying? You can't go anywhere without hearing Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck Donald Trump is played in the club.
But to that, it the way that they crafted it may have been more beneficial. But to that, that's why you probably feel the way you do, because it's more of a. I remember when Donald Trump got elected, when I would leave work, I would play Fuck Donald Trump at ignorant levels all the way home on repeat for about a good week and a half. From the time I left work to the time I got home, I played Fuck Donald Trump on repeat. So when I got to the stoplight and that old white person with their flag out, they looked and hear.
Oh
this.
yeah, I would see. I think that's where my road revenge started. 'Cause I would purposely play it when I saw that Trump Pence bump sticker.
Yeah, I did that. A lot. There was a lot of times I was coming here to record and I would see a Trump Pence sticker and play that song. But what I'm saying is, I think their construction of that song, not only it wasn't for necessarily a message. They took that situation and Fuck Donald Trump and made it into more of a song. What I'm basically,
it was a presidential diss record.
Right. Basically what I'm saying is, I don't think M went into this trying to be witty, trying to be clever. This was, I'm using my platform to say this message, and not only this platform to say this message, but I am a white artist, a revered white artist.
Right.
That, you know what I mean, these other black artists, they're saying the exact same things that I'm saying, but it's not getting the pub. So you know what? I'm not here to be clever. I'm not here to make something that sounds just as cool as Fuck Donald Trump. I'm here to say this message so when you hear a Fuck Donald Trump, you can appreciate it even more.
Right. No, and that's what I was saying. That's why I said I'll get to the message later. I still think, you know, the freestyle was cool. I was just going off of the sense of lyricism and the art of freestyling. Like, to me, it wasn't his best. Now, his message was spot on. The message was in your face. The message was great. The fact that he name dropped, everyone as doing this. The fact that he explained, low key, explained to actual listening white people why people are taking the knee. You know what I'm saying? And then there you go. There's a memorable line. Ending it by saying, "I'm drawing the line in the sand. You either a fan of mine or you're a fan of Trump, but let me help you out just in case you're having an issue. Fuck you."
Right.
You know, so that, of course, that's not exactly how he said it, but that's just the memorable part of it. His message was outstanding. Outstanding. And it took, you know, as many black people that will not want to admit it, as we see the backlash from it, it takes an Eminem. It takes a white person of any kind of notable stance to say something like that and to say it so passionately the way we've been saying it for years. It takes them to get the other side to listen.
Right.
So his message, I completely agree with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm glad where he did it, and I'm glad how he did it. I thought the message was amazing. And, you know, everyone's been arguing about this fake barbecue. And they're all as soon as a white person do this, they're all of a sudden invited to the barbecue. Barbecue ain't real. Let's just stop that right there. Let's stop arguing about this barbecue that ain't happening. But I think with them speaking up for us is powered by Donald Trump, by their disagreeing with Donald Trump. You know, M has spoken out, you know, against certain stuff like this, but we haven't gotten the influx of white celebrities speaking out the way they have been until Donald Trump got into office. So arguing about a fake barbecue, y'all niggas sound dumb. Just being completely honest.
Again, I haven't heard the whole thing. Charlemagne even mentioned, I guess my son, is that how you pronounce his name?
I think it's my son or my son.
I guess he had a crazy or a good cipher as well with the same speech. Charlemagne's argument was, why isn't that person's message or that person's cipher being to take it to the same as Eminem?
For what just happened, is it my son or my son? That exactly. Name value.
Exactly. And name value. Not only that, at the end of the day, this is Eminem. This is your favorites rapper. You know what I mean? So that's why what I'm saying is, in this particular instance, maybe because I've always been indulged in the shady cam and everybody they bring in, I didn't go into this thinking this was a regular cipher. What I heard, it didn't off the bat. It was okay. He's not trying to be a regular cipher. He's doing it a cappella. First off. There's no beat, and we've seen him do ciphers with the beat. So to me, and I guess that's probably why I perceive it differently, is to me it wasn't like he was trying to get up there and spit. He was up there talking with some form of a rhythm.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because it was a cipher, you have to talk with. You got to have some type of rhythm. I think that's more or less what it was, and I think the masses are perceiving it as when he went up there rapping, it wasn't good. To me, M wasn't rapping. We've heard M rap.
Right.
And to me, he wasn't up there rapping. I feel like a lot of same things he was saying, he realized, okay, it's going to take somebody white of notoriety to really drive home this hammer that y'all been hitting.
To get the point across.
Yeah,
definitely.
This hammer that y'all been hitting, let me come help you guys hit that hammer a little bit more. You know what I mean? Or hit the nail a little bit more. I think that's more or less what it was. And again, we're going to need more white artists to step out and say something. I'm still waiting, even though I know it's not going to happen. I'm still waiting for Tom Brady or for Aaron Rodgers to take that knee or do whatever. And not take a knee because Donald Trump said, you some son of a bitches, but take a knee for the same reason Kaepernick is taking a knee.
Well, you know, that's going to always, because Donald Trump spoke on how it
changes.
That's going to always
and
be
one
the
thing
case.
about Donald Trump that I think is amazing that he's able to do this is change the narrative. This man is the king at changing the narrative. He took kneeling for black people being oppressed, black people being killed when they're unarmed or killed by police when they're unarmed. He took that and changed it into, let me stir up the pot a little bit. I'm going to call you guys some names. So now you guys have lost this whole message. Now you're just mad at me. Right.
It went from a demonstration against police brutality to a demonstration against Donald Trump.
Exactly.
Which is why I think majority of them are taking a knee.
Oh, yeah. I definitely believe that's why majority of them are taking a knee. But to get back to the cipher, one of the things that I've been hearing, and this bugs me, is everything isn't about race.
Right.
You know what I mean? I see people, y'all, if a black dude said those same things, y'all wouldn't be. Well, it's a couple things wrong with that statement. Number one, a black dude isn't going to say the same things.
Right.
That's number one.
Just that's from an artist standpoint.
Right. That's from an artist standpoint. A black person isn't going to say these same things. And number two, until we get a black artist saying these same things, we don't know how the crowd is going to perceive it.
Right. A lot of what people don't look at when it comes down to being a black rap artist is unfortunately, we're not in that generation to where what we say will just completely blow the lid off of our white counterparts. And by that, I'm saying you look at the ruckus that Fuck the Police still causes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Fuck the Police is still considered the anti-cop, anti-white America song. That's why they don't fuck with it. But now, as black people, we talk about it so much, they ignore us. And that's why I said it was important for M to do this freestyle.
It was important. My only gripe with that is how the listener paints an error. If Jay-Z got up there and said the same exact things M said, I'm pretty sure it's going to cause the same conversation that it is now.
Yeah, because he's which record was it?
I'm talking about similar. I'm talking about if what M, because obviously you guys, this is not a freestyle. It's written. If he takes what M said and Jay-Z is up there doing it, it's going to be the same thing. The only thing that I will say that I don't feel is the same way as how we have people like, I like the message, but M didn't do it. I honestly believe in my heart that if Jay-Z got up there and did it the exact same way, people be like, Jay-Z killed it.
Oh, of course. Of course.
I truly believe that.
Definitely. I completely agree with you. And that's to the hypocrisy of our people. That, of course, again, that's another story within itself. I mean, that's another episode within itself. But I completely agree with you. If Jay got up and said everything word for word that M said, they'd have been like, oh, Jay killed it. It's just the fact that Eminem is a white boy. And as of right now, a lot of people in our community look at white people as the enemy.
You're right. And I'm glad you said that, man. My chick, she was went to the store. Mm-hmm. And, you go to the store, somebody's behind you, you hold the door open. She said that she held the door open and it was a white woman. The nice, thank you, whatever. She said she went back and was getting in the car, and the black lady pumping gas was like, that was some real coon shit. You didn't have to hold the door open for her. And my chick was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's not even a thought. I'm just holding the door. What are you talking about? She was like, you held that door open for that white woman. Don't be holding the door open for them. That was just some real coon shit. My girl said she just pulled off, but to hear that kind of stuff, it's like, if you're a pro-black, does not mean you anti-white.
Right.
Period.
Right. Your message that you're trying to get across is being put in the shadows from the people that are representing it, from a lot of people that are representing it. I say that by saying, with that was some real coon shit. Like, I love the passion. But it's like you said, everything being pro-black isn't being anti-white.
Right.
But it's certain ones that represent that it's starting to cause that wedge. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
And honestly, even though this is a little bit off, since you said that, that's kind of probably where this wedge is coming from between our own homes. You know what I mean? And it's causing a divide in a sense. You know what I mean? Like, the message got to be transparent. It got to be clear and clear. Everybody got to be able to understand, this is what's the issue. This is what we don't like about it. This is how we feel we can fix it. How do we fix it? It don't need to be just jumbled up in that.
Right.
And I think that's where we're at now. We're in a very jumbled society.
Definitely. Very much so. We need unity now more than we've ever needed it before.
But we also need to understand, and I think a lot of the times people don't want to sit down and talk to understand each other.
Right. Oh, very true. They're quicker to argue than they are to listen.
Exactly. Instead of just or quick to reply.
That's what I meant. Quick to respond, but not quick to hear.
I think before we can get anywhere, we got to be able to sit down in the same environments and be able to talk about anything before we're able to get unity. You know what I mean? Before me and you became how close we are now, we was able to sit down and talk to see why we may or may not like this individual.
Well, we had alcohol as well. So
too. But I'm talking about even before the alcohol was introduced.
Was there before?
Yeah, at work. At work, we had to sit down and we was talking and understood what we shared and what we liked. We was able to have a dialogue before we were able to be like, that's my man. I like him. You know what I mean? And I think that's where we have to be. We got to be able to have a dialogue. Right now,
for sure.
There's no dialogue. So people are like, nah, I don't fuck with you.
Straight up, right? Just out the gate. Like, nah, I don't fuck with you. I don't like you. You a coon.
Right. You don't even know me.
I just held a goddamn door.
held the door open. Jesus Christ.
Oh, man. It was a great episode.
Yeah.
It was a really good conversation. Hopefully you guys felt the same way. Kev, let the people know where they can find you.
_Hollywood Kev on Twitter, _Hollywood Kev on Instagram, and _Hollywood Kev with a 3 on Snapchat.
At Big Los UTC on Twitter. Big Los on Snapchat. Of course, you can follow me on Facebook. Like the Beat Network Facebook page, facebook.com/Beat Network 1. At Beat Network on Instagram, at Beat_Network on Twitter, BeatNetworkOnline.com to go read them articles. Shout out to Ebony and Dwayne, killing it per usual. BeatNetworkOnline.com/merch. Go ahead and get the name on your chest. I guess that's all the pubbing that we really need. Make sure y'all check out the newest episode of Pillow Talk. It's up right now. It's a fantastic episode.
Yeah, that's what I'll be doing.
It is, Brad. It is very interesting to hear about polygamous relationships. Very interesting to hear about. As always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate your support. And as always, Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.